Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And folks, we got a show for y'all today. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So it was just yesterday. We did a show reacting to some comments that Marcellus Wiley made, right? Essentially, Marcellus did a breakdown of the contract situation with Molly Qerim and ESPN and the role that Stephen A. Smith played, how he could have stepped in and really made it happen if he wanted to. We then found out that Molly was reportedly making $500,000 a year. And yesterday I actually made some comments on the show and people took it the wrong way. Let me just clarify this, okay? Because people are like, oh man, you're saying $500,000, not a lot of money. $500,000 is a lot of money, right? I think you're just about entering into the 1% of earners in the United States. I think to make it into the 1%, you got to make, I think, 600,000 plus. I don't remember the figure, but I think it's 600. It went from like 500, 550 to like 600. It's a lot of money, all right? If you're in the 1% of the United States, you're in the 1% of the top earners in the world, right? So as a matter of fact, if you make over 100,000 a year, you're in the top 1% in the world, right? So no one is saying that. What I was saying was, it's not a lot of money for people in that industry at that level. There are people, and I've been told this directly, that go on certain sports shows on YouTube that are women that don't even show up every single day. And they make $500,000 a year. Let me repeat that. There are people who are females, former athletes, that go on YouTube shows that don't appear every single day, WNBA players, and they make $500,000 a year to go give their sports take. So Molly should easily be getting paid more. Or maybe it's just me thinking that I'm seeing people on TV and you would think that, damn, they're making all of these bags of money. So therefore, it makes sense to me. That's what I'm saying. Not saying that it's not a lot of money. It is a lot of money. But compared to what people out there earning for doing less in the same industry, I think you're getting fleeced. That's just my view. Some people think I'm wrong. Whatever. I'm just saying what's actually. I think people took that position because they don't really know the kind of money that some of these people out there are making. Like it's just insane. So that was my point that I was making there. So Molly then broke the internet when the news first broke, and then she went on her Instagram story and posted about it. She didn't mention Stephen A. Smith. She didn't say anything, and she essentially said that the news came out before she was intending for the news to come out. So we now know that Molly was leaving ESPN. We also knew that ESPN had conducted a search for possible replacements. Just so happened this morning when I woke up on my phone, on my Instagram, I saw this woman that popped up on my phone, and I'm looking at her. I'm seeing ESPN and First Take, but I'm like still kind of like half asleep because I didn't get it. It was only when I started working and I saw an article here from Awful Announcers saying ESPN's Amina Smith gets first shot at replacing Molly Qerim on First Take. And I was like, oh, that's the person I saw this morning on my phone, right? And I remember I saw a little bit of a segment. And I was like, okay, let me go look and see. So then I tuned in to an episode with Stephen A. Smith and Dan Orlovsky going off about some quarterback argument. And then I remember, okay, this is the lady. So before we get into what the report had to say, what we want to do is we want to play a little bit of Amina Smith making her debut on ESPN First Take. I want you guys to just listen to her, not like anything specifically. Just listen to her, how she talks, or whatever, the energy, the vibe, whatever. I want you guys to listen to that so people can kind of get a sense of who this person is, and then we'll continue on the show. Take a listen to her here.
Hello, good morning. Welcome into First Take. We got Dan Orlovsky, Cam Newton hanging out with us. Amina Smith here with you. And Stephen A. Smith at the site of Monday Night Football where the Ravens will host the Lions. However, you know we got to start with America's team right here. The Bears and the Cowboys, they went head-to-head on Sunday. And Caleb Williams shined in a dominant 34-14 win. Dak Prescott threw 2 interceptions, including a crucial one on 4th and goal with less than 5 minutes remaining in the game. Meanwhile, Williams threw for 298 yards and 4 touchdowns, tying a career high for the quarterback. Vibes are high for the Bears after securing Ben Johnson's first win. Take a listen. The vibes are high in Chicago, and let's start with looking at this Bears side. Caleb's great performance. Dan, I'll start with you. Is it more about Caleb Williams or the Cowboys' bad defense?
Excellent. So you heard what you heard her there, essentially. Let's get into what this report says. It says ESPN's president of content, Burke Magnus, briefly stated that the network would audition potential replacements over the next 30 to 45 days, over the next month and a half. Then continues on. As First Take enters life after Molly Qerim, the ESPN morning debate show is beginning to audition potential replacements. First up, Amina Smith, who hosted Monday's episode featuring Stephen A. Smith, remote from Baltimore, and Cam Newton and Dan Orlovsky live in studio. Amina Smith's hosting gig marked the first time that a traditional host has played point guard for the show since Qerim's abrupt departure from the worldwide leader in sports early this week. With the UConn's alum's exit on a short notice last Monday night, Smith hosted the week's final 4 episodes, with ESPN president of content Burke Magnus revealing that to the Athletic that the show would spend the next 30 to 45 days trying out potential full-time hosts. While we knew, okay, so it went on to say a few other things. Okay, so y'all get this. You guys can go hunt down the article. I have other thoughts. So you heard what the article said. You heard what she had to say there as well. Let's get to what I want to say here. First of all, Molly's contract is due to expire in December, if I'm not mistaken. So it would mean that Molly Qerim is still working. We still have the end of September. We have October. We have November. We have December. So if they're already starting to interview, because essentially that's what it is, interview potential replacement, when does Molly come back? And if they're going to be doing it over the next month and a half, is Molly going to be showing up while they bring back these hosts, or are they going to be interviewing people for the next month and a half, and then Molly's going to be at home and then Molly comes back? How does it all work? I don't know how any of this is going to work, right? I don't know how any of this is going to work. But folks, let me tell you, this thing ain't ending the way a lot of us saw it. And of course, the guy out here looking like a sleazeball and a greaseball is Stephen A. Smith once again. It's like this dude, even the same thing with Max Kellerman. Like, son is out here looking like a grimy, like I told you, I told y'all this already. I told y'all this already. This surprises no one except the people that are surprised, right? But for Molly to have been in that show for what, 10 years, 10 good years, and this is how she's departing from the show, like just in the total shambles. She puts out that comment on her Instagram. She doesn't even mention the guy. So you have that. The question is, who are they going to interview next? Now, based off of what I heard from this young lady here, she sounded nice. I couldn't really form an opinion in just one episode. I saw a few clips and I didn't watch it live. Had I watched it live, I would have probably had a different impression of her. But I guess we're going to see who else they're going to go after, right? I guess we're going to see who else they're going to be potential candidates, right? But looks like ESPN is wasting no time. They are wasting no time on their search for who's going to replace Molly. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you on the next show. Peace.